Welcome to House Clark. Today we're sharing our homemade dog food recipe. Everything that you'll need for this recipe will be in the description box down below. First, we're going to start by seasoning the pot that we'll boil our chicken in. We'll be adding some dill, thyme, and rosemary. Now we're going to add in 10 pounds of chicken leg quarters. Fill your pot with water and then set on the stove to boil until the meat is tender and falling off the bone. In a separate pot, we're going to boil 1½ cup of brown rice, along with 1 cup of barley, fill your pot with water and then set on the stove to boil until the rice grain splits. I'll be using 4 sweet potatoes and 2 white potatoes. I'll be leaving the skin on for more nutrient value, and we'll just be cutting this into large chunks. Once the sweet potato's been cooked, it's very soft, so it's easy to mash up if necessary, so you don't have to worry about the pieces being so large. As for the white potato, you want to dice it up really small. It doesn't cook down as soft as the sweet potato. And there's all of our potatoes. And now we're going to pour them into a pot and set them to boil until tender. Once your rice and barley have finished cooking, you'll need to pour it out into a colander and rinse really well. Barley tends to make a slimy residue when cooked, so you don't want to mix that in with your dog food. Once your rice and barley have been rinsed and drained, you'll pour it into a large pan. And now we're going to add 12 ounces of frozen peas and carrots, 12 ounces of frozen spinach, and allow that to thaw. Once the vegetables have thawed, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And now mix the vegetables in with the rice and barley. Once your chicken is finished cooking, you'll pour it off into a colander and then set it in a pan to cool. Once your potatoes are tender, pour them into a colander and allow them to drain. Now that the chicken's cooled, we'll need to remove the bones. On the leg, there's this large bone, and then there's a small bone on the inside. You'll need to make sure that you grab that one because it's very small and sharp. The thighs have several bones. I found the easiest way of removing bones from the thigh is to turn its skin down and then just pull the bones from the back side of the piece of chicken. So there's one large obvious bone, and then there's back pieces and ribs, and you just want to make sure that you get all of those little bones out. Once you finish getting all the obvious bones out, you'll need to pour all of your chicken back into your pan, and we'll need to mince through just to make sure that we don't leave any small bones in there, and I can assure you you'll probably find at least one or two when you do this. Once you finish processing the chicken, we're ready to package up this meal for the week. So I always put the potatoes down first. This is a quart-sized food-safe container, and you can find these on Amazon.com. Once I've got the potatoes in, I'm going to take a potato masher and just press them down a little bit. And now we're going to add our grain and veggies. And we're going to press that down as well. And now we're going to top the container off with a big heap of chicken. We have a 2-year-old 60-pound boxer, and this cook's going to last for 1 week. I store these containers in the freezer, and in the morning before I go to work, I pull one out and put it on the countertop, and then by the time I get home it's thawed out, ready to heat, and he's ready to eat. Thank you for stopping by House Clark. We hope your dog's able to enjoy our homemade dog food recipe. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our daily cooking vlog.